Hello and welcome to Titanium Talas Tarot, and today I will be doing a Are You Knocking Yourself Out of Your Intuitiveness This Week and How video. So for this I'll be using some concepts, I'll be using concepts from SuperConscious Education brought to us by Chris Duncan. I will also be using my intuition, and with that being said, my gorgeous triple tears, let's get into the cards, or the concepts. Anyway, so the first group of individuals I will be divining for, all right, are my perfectionists. The individuals who intuitively know how things should be done in order for them to turn out great. So, please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good, are my perfectionists knocking themselves out. Perfectionists are the ones who intuitively know how things should be done in order for them to turn out great. So, are they knocking themselves out? Yes and maybe. Okay, so if yes and maybe, how might they be knocking themselves out? So be attentive to this. You got you're you're quickly choosing through default because due to a conditional choice that you think uh, is what you're through what you think your unconscious is telling you, but in actuality it's not. All right, so that was it for my perfectionist. So now, as I gather my bits of paper, let us move on to my helpers, the individuals who intuitively know how to assist anyone in any situation at any time. Alright, so please, God, angels, and guides are my helpers knocking themselves out of their intuitiveness this week. Yes and no. Yes and no. So, okay, so how might they be knocking themselves out? So be attentive to what might be your triggers, right? So that you can make sure that you are in your intuitiveness this week, my helpers. So how might my helpers be knocking themselves out? Well, you're choosing because you want, and you're but you're choosing something you want, but in an indirect fashion. I don't know how that might be, but that is what I'm getting. Yes, it is. So, okay, so that was it for my helpers. Now on to my achievers. The achievers are the individuals who intuitively know how to set goals and to go about achieving them one by one. So, please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good, are my achievers knocking themselves out. I get a yes, no, maybe? It was like a slow maybe. I don't know. Alright, so this is going to be a smorgasbord of answers. So, please, God, angels, and guides, how might my achievers be knocking themselves out? If they are. We got choice through default. You aren't choosing what you want, but you're choosing because of something else. No, it's well, I don't know. Is it in spite of? It's not in spite of. It's due to. You're choosing due to. Yes, if that makes any sense at all. So that was it for my achievers. Now on to my individualists, the individuals who intuitively know what to put in the center of attention, how to keep it there, and how long to keep it there for. So, please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good, are my individualists knocking themselves out? Why am I feeling it in my left hand? So, please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my individualists, please come forward and share. Are they knocking themselves out? Nope. Maybe. So, please, God, angels, and guides, in the eventuality that they might be knocking themselves out, how will that be? How will my individualists be knocking themselves out? Please, God, angels, and guides, and gut. While you're being direct, you're trying to be conscious and trying to quickly decipher the situation through universal signs. Yeah, if that makes sense. So you're not basing yourself off of your intuitive nudges, you're basing yourself off of what others can see. Okay? Okay. So that is what I got from my individualist. Now, let's move on to my investigators, the individuals who intuitively know what to research, how to research it, and what methodology to use while researching it. Okay, so please, God, angels, and guides, anyone from the highest good, are my investigators knocking themselves out today? Well, not today, this week? Maybe. A prominent maybe and a slight yes. So, all right, in the eventuality that they are knocking themselves out, how might they be doing so? Please, God, angels, and guides. All right, we got conscious, universal signs, and you're trying to be, you're trying to follow your choices. You're not trying to allow other things to influence you in your decision making process, is what I'm getting. Okay, so that was it for my investigators. Now, on to my loyalists, the individuals who intuitively know what to stay loyal to, how long to stay loyal to it, and in what way, and how to get others to be loyal to it as well. So, are you married? So, in some way, shape, or form, you are a loyalist. You are loyal to your partner, to your kids, to your family. So, that could encompass many people on this planet. What I'm just saying. Okay. So, please, God, angels, and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my loyalists. Are they knocking themselves out? I get a yes. Strong yes. Okay, so how might they be strongly knocking themselves out? You are reacting instead of responding to something. Well, you might be reacting or responding to something. Actually, wait a minute. Okay, so something is like you're slowly reacting to something, and then the longer it waits, your reaction is quicker. Okay, but because you're following universal signs as well as due to the fact that you think that it's a condition that you need to follow, if that makes any sense at all. Anyway, so as I said, if that makes any sense at all. Okay, so now on to my enthusiasts, the individuals who intuitively know what to be enthusiastic about, how to get others enthusiastic about it as well, and how long to stay enthusiastic about it. Okay, So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my enthusiasts. Are they knocking themselves out? I get a maybe and a no. Maybe an oh no no maybe and a yes. So the maybe might turn to yes if you're not attentive to your triggers. What triggers you to get out of your intuitiveness and to use some other form of something that you can be certain of. The entire thing of intuition is that you can't be certain about it. You just know this detail. You just know it. You don't know how you know it, but you know it. You know, like some are claircognizant. Okay, so they get intuitive downloads. They just know. They know that they know. They don't know how, but they just know. Right? There are multiple ways. So, um, there are multiple ways of intuiting things. You just have to know what your method of intuiting things is. Okay, so now, so please, God, angels, and guides are my wait. So they are. We established that. So how are they knocking themselves out of their intuitiveness this week? So you're responding instead of reacting, but it's through a conditional choice. But it's through a condition. I mean, I don't see how that can be a bad thing, but just be mindful that so okay, so the condition might be dependent on the fact that the person that you are responding to has triggered you in the past, and so you're trying to elevate yourself. Are you trying to show that you're the bigger person, and in so doing make them feel little? Don't belittle people. Avoid it at all costs. That is the best way to make enemies. Okay? I'm just saying. Just you do you, and you'll see that other people will just come on board because they don't see any other way, anything else they can do. Alright, so that was it for my enthusiasts. Now onto my loyalists, the individuals who intuitively know what to be loyal to, how long to stay loyal to it, and how to get others to be loyal to it as well. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good are my protectors knocking themselves out. I get a yes and a maybe. Okay, so if we get a yes and a maybe, how might they be knocking themselves out of their intuitiveness this week? Universal signs. So you're following universal signs instead of following your intuitive nudges. That might not be perfect, but it is what it is. Okay? So that was it for my protectors. Now onto my chameleons, the individuals who know what intuitive style to use in any given situation. Okay, so please, God, angels, and guides, are my chameleons knocking themselves out of their intuitiveness this week? I get a maybe and a yes. So how might they be knocking themselves out? You're being indirect. You're trying to be indirect. Did someone tell you that like your intuition was faulty or that you lost your mojo? And are you believing them? Are you? Don't believe it. Everybody else can give you their opinion. But at the end of the day, it is your belief and your understanding of what is happening in your life that will dictate if you are or if you're not knocking yourself out. Okay? So keep that in mind, please. Okay? So, my gorgeous triple tears, this is everything I have for you for this video series this week. Okay? If you like this and if you'd like me to go deeper into your specific situation, please contact me at the email in the box below, and it'll be my pleasure to assist. In that same box, you'll find a little description of this video and the email you can send donations to on PayPal if you feel so called. And with that being said, my gorgeous triple tears, I wish you guys all a very good week, and I'll see you next time, okay? Bye.